Okay, today's shir is specially sponsored by Saba Ili Nishmas, his mother, whose yahrzeit is tonight. Bracha Mindel Bas Yoel. And Neshama should have a lichtige Gan Eden. She should be Mlitz Yashar for our family, for all of us, and all of Klal Yisrael. We also dedicated by the Fisher family, Lili Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbi Shalom ben Avram Alevi, Pero Bas Ruvain, Lili Nishmas David ben Chaim for Shalem for Yomis ben Chaisar, Yaakov ben Bas Yalea, Schutz of Avram ben Yam ben Ishma, Malki Yudis and family, by Yod Klugman and family, for Shalem for Mishna ben Esther Fradel, Rivka Bashir Led, Bash Shabina, my Shver, his back should get better quickly. Avigdor Aryeh ben Rivka, Meir ben Chaisara, Mesech Shecher Yisrael. Okay, we're holding the Mishna Dalid in the third parak. Kol hachotzolos tmeis tmei meis. These are mats that have a rim, and as such they're not pshutei kleitz. They have a rim, so they are a container. And they're all susceptible to tumas meis. Divrei Reb Daisa. In other words, Reb Daisa holds that they're not used for lying down on and for leaning on, and therefore they're not susceptible to tumas medrus by Ezav, by Ezava. The Chacham Maimrim medrus. The Chacham say that they're susceptible even to tumas medrus, which will make them an avatuma, and even if the Zav doesn't touch it. Because they are also used for even occasionally leaning upon them. You know, initially, when they started making the mats for schach, people went bazookas. You know, one of the main things about schach is it can't be something that's mekabel tuma, and there was a big worry that this, mats that you could lie down on and lean upon, even if they didn't have a rim, would be a problem. So these were mats that were subsequently manufactured only for schach, and of course it became an entire industry. Kol hakliyos tahiros, all garments that are braided. Now, in contrast to being woven, if it's only braided, so they're tahiris. It's not considered a woven cloth, and therefore it's not mekabel tuma. Chutz mishel galgilon. Now, galgilon is an etymologically fascinating word. You don't hear much of galgilons in Shas. A galgilon is a belt. And I guess it's called that way from the lashon of galgal, that it goes around you, and therefore it's called the galgilon. And in a belt, these types of belts were ornamental, and since they were ornamental, it's enough for an ornament if it's braided. Divrei Reb Daisa. The Chachamim say no. Kulan Tameis. The Chachamim hold that braided is enough, chutz mishel tzamarim, except for the rope that was used by the people that deal in wool, and here it's braided very loosely, and therefore it's not mekabel tuma, because even according to the Chacham, since it's braided loosely, it's not mekabel tuma. Now the next case over here is in a slingshot. Now, if you were ever into slingshots, I could see that Rabbi Friedman is like an amateur. He was never into slingshot. You never were in the arena, huh? But anyway, a slingshot, there is a base kibble of either cloth or leather that the rock sits in. Then there's two ends of the rope. One has a handle, and one has a loop for the finger. And you hold it until the last minute you release the handle and you hurl it, and if you're aiming at Yaakov, he's going to have to get stitches. Chas v'shalom. So hakela, this is what you hear a lot in the Kabbalistic Lashonis, the kaf hakela. But hakela, slingshot, shebeis kibul shelo orug, that its holder that contains the rack is woven, it's cloth that's woven, tameya. Because a piece of cloth that's woven is anyway, in a small shear, is going to be mekabel tama. V'shel or.
Is it elastic?
Huh?
Is it elastic?
You see, I haven't really used it lately. The last person, there was one balabas that wasn't so good that I used it against, but he's not here anymore. But
the thing that David used against Goliath, was that
Yeah.
a slingshot? Because that was not this. This was
whoa.
That wasn't a slingshot.
That's not a slingshot. What you're thinking of is whammo slingshot. That's not a slingshot.
no, that's not a slingshot. But no, not like this.
Melech did not use a slingshot.
Not like this.
Yeah.
He said it was a slingshot. It's not a sling,
and that was not a killer?
like that.
That was not a killer?
What?
David Melech used a sling.
Okay, all
What's the
right.
Hebrew word for that?
Oh, what's happening?
Whatever it is, it's not a sling. It's not. There's no such thing as a slingshot. I think
I would think we're wandering a little bit past this Mishnah.
I'm just trying to,
Just a little bit.
what does it look like?
Huh?
What does this thing
Couch
look
with two
like?
strings.
I just explained it to you. It's like picture a jump rope.
Right?
And in the middle of the jump rope, there's a container to hold a rack, either of cloth or of leather.
Right.
And there was a rack that's sitting there, and you held both. One was there was a hole that your finger went into, and one was a handle. And when you released one end, the handle end, and you shot it. Yeah.
You actually threw it. You
Basically.
yeah, accelerated by the rope and the sling.
Okay. I want you to know that if you pass True Valley Stream tonight, be careful because Gedalia is going to be practicing. So just be careful. I don't want anybody benching Gaimel tomorrow morning. So Vishal Or, if the base kibble is made out of leather, now leather is already only mikabel tuma if it's 5 by 5 tvachim. So it's not enough that it's a piece of leather because this isn't 5 by 5 tvachim. Reb Dais ben Hirkanes mitar. Reb Dais ben Hirkanes says that holder is tar. V'chachamim mitamim, and the chacham are mitami. However, nifsak base etzba shaloi, if the area where you put your finger in, the end of the rope where you loop your finger in, gets broken, then that's not an operable slingshot anymore. Then it's tahira. Beis hapakir shaloi, if the handle is broken, you don't really need the handle. You could hold it just by the rope. Then tameya, then it's still susceptible to tama. You'll forgive me, Gedalia. I didn't mean to make fun. I didn't mean to make fun. You could see I'm an Eidel Larav, and I don't know that much about slingshots. A Colt 500 or a Beretta, that's one thing, but slingshots. I just want to say that tonight we have our first Haggadah shir here in the shul. 8 o'clock is a most amazing daf, and we do have Mechiras Chametz Shtaros, or if you want me to do Mechiras Chametz, it's Pesach is coming. If you want to give me Kimcha de Pischa, you could do that as well. Chananya ben Akasha, Amaratza Kadosh Baruch Hu, L'Zakar Yisrael Yisrael, Fikra Chebelam Torah Mitzvahs. Before we say Kaddish, I almost forgot. Yossi reminded me to make a very important announcement, which is all for our benefit. you know that they keep on telling us that there's elections. And many of you got the ballots in the mail. You should have gotten it. You could also do it electronically. It's not a joking thing. Some of these people that are running for the board are running with the mission to close down all shuls in Fairbanks. That's what their campaign is.
Then we need the slingshots.
Yeah. So their campaign is so. We need shuls, and the two names that we're supposed to vote for are Reb Buxbaum and Reb Rube. Those are the two names, Buxbaum and Rube, who are going out of their way to help and protect us. But the least we could do is to vote for them. In order to vote, you have to be a member in good standing, so you have to make sure that your HOA payments are paid up. The two names, and make sure to do it right, because on the technicality, they'll be very happy to void your vote. So Buxbaum and Rube.
What else, whom else we should vote?
That's him. Two.
I really need to also vote for two.
No, you could vote for two. That's it. Buxbaum and Rube. Chanani ben Akasha, Amaratza